Hello, everybody. This is Master Williamson. Hello, Master Hour, Master Peters. And I see we have a few others online as well. We will get started in about 5 minutes. So I'm going to mute myself again and welcome. We have about 20 people who have registered, so from all over the world. So it's going to be very, very good. You're going to like it. I'll do my introduction in about 5 minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. This is Master Williamson. This is Master Williamson. I am back. Let's do a sound check. If you can hear me okay, if you can just type in the chat box, should be to your right. Some of you may need to open it up. It should be like a little red flap with some white dots on it. And just type in that you can hear me okay. Also, some already have. They put where they're from, which is fantastic. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, please do that. Thank you. Thank you. Great, Master Hour. Thank you very much. Great, sir. Senecroft. All right. And I see other people are typing too. Now, we're probably going to get people to come in a little later because a lot of people didn't know that, like with a lot of these software programs, you'll have to do a sound check and you know, they just kind of make you go through all kind of checks to make sure your computer is compatible with the software. So that may take a little bit of time for some. But I am going to record this, so everyone that's on here will get a chance to get the recording. This is fantastic. I'm just so happy that the people that are on here have an affinity with helping others. That's really what this is about. I really believe not everybody can teach anti-bullying. They just can't. Sometimes it's a mindset that stops people, because some people believe anti-bullying is taking someone around back and fighting. You know, I talked to many that have that kind of mindset. But, you know, leadership position, being a leader, fighting is not what we want to do. That's like very, 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 very last. We want to be diplomatic. We want to outsmart and outmaneuver and rise above and all the other positive things I can think about when it comes to this. So thank you guys on here that are on here. I believe you have, I saw the names last night. And so I haven't checked this morning. For me, it's morning. I didn't check to see if there were any additional people, but welcome. And a lot of you on here, I know personally. Some people I didn't recognize the name, but we'll get to know each other. You guys are going to love this, how this is done. There's going to be 3 parts to this. One is that I am going to do some talking and some training and to help you get certified. Second, I need for you to do a few things on your own to help yourself get certified. And then the last thing is that we all meet together. And I'm going to show you how this all works. So let's go ahead and get started. Looks like more people have signed on, so that's great. All right, so let's talk about the program, how it's all going to begin, okay? The idea with this is helping people who are being bullied. It's not really pigeon-toed to help tigers or dragons or teens, or it's to help anyone who is being bullied. A little background about me: I've been bullied all my life. My father was in the military. He was in the Air Force. And back then, you know, we're talking way back then, there just wasn't a lot of African-American families in the Air Force, a lot in the Army and stuff like that, but not in the Air Force. And so pretty much everywhere my dad went, when I went to school, played in the neighborhood, I stood out. Now, I was just like everybody else as far as athleticism and reading ability and academics. But, you know, I stood out. And so therefore, some people become bully magnet, whether they want to be or not. And you got to know how to deal with it when it comes your way. So we want to help people, okay, maybe born with, you know, some kind of disability or maybe just taller, shorter. It could be anything. Who knows? But we want to help those people overcome that. Second, want to provide a system of how to do that. I found out that mostly everything can be solved if you have a system. So if you want to grow your studio, if you have a system, you probably can grow your studio, right? You want your kids to do better in school. If you have a system, they probably can do better in school. Systems are the key, right? And so providing a system is what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you that. And then, of course, the sales and marketing. Right? And when we do this kind of activity, we have to get the word out to our community that we're actually doing something like this. And so that's going to be very, very, very important. Okay, a little bit of how this whole thing started. Actually, just talking with a friend, and we were talking about what really motivates us. What is it that we'd really like to do? Because we were getting older, we were in our 50s. And I remember saying, hey, I really want to help people who are being bullied, because I remember being bullied, and sometimes that still happens, but I really know how to overcome that. And so he challenged me, say, hey, why don't you do a book about it? And so that way you can help out others. So that's what happened. In 2011, 2012, did the research and came up with a book. And then I tested it. I went out to the school systems, and I did school talks. And I'll talk today how to get into the school systems. And of course, I did talks within my karate studio. And after about a year, I realized that, my gosh, I'm missing cyberbullying. I need to put that in there. And if you look around today at the majority of bully prevention programs that are out there, they don't address cyberbullying. A lot of them, especially in our industry, only address fighting. And I would tell you, that's like the smallest part of being bullied. That's the very, very smallest part. So we need to look at the other part. So anyway, cyberbullying, put that in there, went back out to the schools, did school talks again, and it was a hit because I was hitting everything. That way, so I was doing teenagers, I was doing kindergartens, I was doing fourth grade, fifth, I was doing everything. And it worked. It really didn't matter which one. With the older kids, I talk more about cyberbullying. With the younger kids, I talk more about verbal and social and things like that. But I never really talked about physical. So anyway, I then went and put this particular program online, 2014, 2015. And it was during that time that I was testing for my 6th Dan. And so I did a lot of research as part of my thesis for 6th Dan too. So that was really kind of cool. I really had a chance to do that. And so I was able now to come up with an instructor's course in around 2016 to now 2018. Most of you know, I have a couple of books out there. Everything is online as well. And so now I'm ready to really share and help not only people who are being bullied, but people like you that have an affinity of helping those who want to be bullied and helping them the right way. So let me talk a little bit about how everything works. It's really a 3-step process. First, you have to have the research material. Now, I will tell you, there's a lot of things out there about being bullied, and there's so much information out there, it can make your head spin. And so I suggest that you pick up my book, which is also online. So most of you, I'm looking, already have the book. And if you don't, it is online, that you can go ahead and pick that up at Amazon.com and get the book. I'm also going to show you where it's online somewhere else. But you want to read that, because what I've done is kind of gotten rid of some of the stuff that didn't make any sense and really narrowed it down to things that make sense. So I've done the research for you, and I put it together in a paper, which is a book. So that's the first thing you have to do. You have to get familiar with the process. Like, what does ignore mean? And I would tell you, 95% of people who teach this, they say ignore doesn't work. Take it from me, from a kid who's been bullied all his life, and I'm now 60 years old. Ignore works, but you got to know how to do it. And so I share how to do it. And nothing works all the time. So sometimes you have to put things in connection with other things, like ignoring with confidence, you know. And so there's ways to do that. And I talk about that in the book and how you train people how to do that. And I've worked with kids. I've worked with grandparents. I've had grandparents come to me and they really wanted me to teach them about anti-bullying because they were being bullied by their child's spouse. And usually it was their child was the daughter and they married a man who was quite the bully guy. Okay. And so, you know, their daughter was having a hard time dealing with their husband, and so was the grandparents. Kind of sad. So I helped them out how to deal with that, how to put this guy in their place, put him in his place without causing a fight. All right. So anyway, the online training is something that you have to do. And we're going to do that today. Don't worry. When I did this practice, it's only going to take me about 20 to 30 minutes to do this. And so you're going to get this today. When we disconnect, that part is already done. So you may already have 1 and 2 done by the time we get done today. The third part is what you're going to have to do on your own. You're going to have to go online and take the instructor exam. When you take the instructor exam, there's 47 questions. Once you complete all questions, right, you get them right, it will give you a temporary certificate, something that you can use right away, that you can let people know, hey, I am certified in this particular system of anti-bullying, and I can help you. And then you'll send me that, or take a picture or something and just kind of email me, or you'll post it and I'll show you where you can post it. And then I will mail you the hard copy that will have the seal, which is going to be great for framing. Okay, so again, the materials that you're going to need are going to help you with teaching the physical, the social, the verbal, and the cyber. Now, most of us on here are martial artists, so the physical, that's really nothing. I just talk about how to block, and we all know how to block. So I just teach how to block. But the social, the verbal, and the cyber, that's where you're really going to have to really do maybe a little bit of reading there. So again, these are the 2 books that you're going to need. And I believe most of you already have these. If not, again, they're on Amazon, and I'll show you where. When you do your training online by yourself, it's set up in such a way that I'll also be on there doing some talking, and then I have kids role playing, so you have an idea. Now remember, these are just ideas. You don't have to do exactly what I do. You just have to have the concept of what I do, and then you can kind of tweak it and how it's best for you. And then once you're done, again, it will print out a temporary certificate. Today, we're also going to talk about how to market the program. You know, how do you market the program? What price do you put it at? So we're going to do all of that today as well. So where to get the book? If you do not have the book, you go to amazon.com/author/Johnny Williamson. They'll take you right there. If you're having a problem, once you're at amazon.com, go to the search and just type in my name. It's best to type in my middle name if you're searching that way. I mean, my middle initial, which is R, as in Ricardo. I don't know if you guys remember the I Love Lucy show, Ricky Ricardo. Yeah, my mom was a big fan. So much so, that's what the name she gave me, Ricardo, is my nickname. So anyway, so it's Johnny R. Williamson. And you'll be able to find the books there in the instructor book. Now, also, I've also converted many of the books to Kindle, and Kindle is a lot cheaper. So if you're an e-reader, you'll be able to download the book in that format. Now, the training online, I've done a lot of research and worked with a lot of people who do training courses online. And there is a cost, but for you guys, there is no cost. Okay. Just so that you know, I am trying to implement this in the association, but I just haven't had the chance to really present it all the way. So the board is aware of it, but I still have to present it. So, hey, you guys are going to be one of the first ones to actually do this. There'll be no cost for you. And perhaps you can be an advocate and say, hey, you know, this stuff does work. I've used it, and, you know, it's great to adopt for everybody. So thank you, guys. We'll see what happens. Again, you'll get the temporary certificate, and then I'll give you the seal of approval on a nice certificate. Okay, so now we're going to go right into the training, guys. So right now, I see more people have opted on. That's great. Okay, so marketing and sales, how much to charge, the advertisement, and we'll do school talks, bully prevention workshops, how to add the program into your existing curriculum. Now, I'm going to go kind of fast because I know a lot of you are already used to enrolling people and doing things like that. So I'm going to go kind of fast, but when we're done, there's a way to connect with me for private talks if you have a private question. So let's talk about how much to charge. There's 3 levels of charging that I recommend: free, donation, and some kind of a nominal fee. So when do you charge? When do you select each one? When you're trying to reach as many people as possible with no barriers, free is going to be the best way to go. You have a free community event, right? You're going to get a lot of people. So the word free attracts a lot of people, attracts everybody. But again, that's your goal. It's like, I just want to reach as many people as possible. And so I'm going to have a free community event. The good thing about free is that a lot of people will support you on free, right? Because it's free. So a lot of businesses will help you out. Donation, a lot of people will help you out with that too, right? That you have, it's just donation, and that you're going to give the money away. You're going to give it to some kind of charity that your school has adopted. Like for us, we love giving money and things to homeless teens in our community, homeless teens. So you have whatever it is that you have, right? Children with disability, cancer, whatever, right? And it's going to be that, hey, I'm going to have an anti-bullying program. It's totally through donation. You give what you want, just put it in the donation jar. Nobody will ever even know how much you gave. It's totally up to you. And if you don't have anything to give, please come anyway. So it's a donation basis. And sometimes we get a lot of good money when it's just free donation. People, write $100 checks. And then nominal fee. This is usually the one you want to do when you want to keep it a little bit smaller, a little bit more intimate, and you want to dive deep. You want to go really, really, really deep. In other words, this thing is going to be a couple hours long. It may even be broken down into a few days. And so nominal fee, $20, $25, $20. $40 for 2 days, $25 for 1 day. That's what I really like to do. Most people choose both days, and I can dive really deep. And when you charge, you can bet the kids who really, really, really have a problem are going to be there. So you're really going to make an impact. They're going to love you. They're going to love you. Last night, I had a teenage girl come into my office, and when you look at her, you can tell she's a bully magnet. Okay, she's skinny as I don't know what. Her hair is always a mess. Bless her heart. She has these big bumblebee glasses that she wears, and she has these big eyes, and she talks real quick, real fast. And so she was telling me, Master Williamson, I just want to tell you, I got bullied. This person, she did this, that, and the other, and she was doing it. And then she slows down. She goes, but I want to thank you, Master Williamson, because I was able to stand up to her with confidence, and I was able to do that. But I'm gonna tell you, this girl, she gets on my nerves. Da, 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 da. So it was so funny, you know. But this is what you're gonna get, right? You're gonna touch these kids and even adults, grandparents, in such a way that they're just gonna totally be in love with the fact that you helped them that way. They're gonna be your biggest supporters. So just think about it. So that's why I like to have 3 different levels, sometimes free. Like, for instance, October is Bully Awareness Prevention Month. There'll be a lot of free things that month. I'm going to try to get as many people as possible. And we're going to talk about how to market that month also. Advertisement. There's some good advertisement online that you can find as far as bully flyers. Many times I just do my own. I use something called Fiverr, Fiver, and .com, and for like $5 they'll help you with a flyer idea, and they're all professionals. Most of them are from third world countries, and so $5 means more than it does here in the Western Hemisphere. So anyway, I like to do that, and they put together something very simple, but you got to know how flyers should look so that you get something that makes sense. So everything needs a headline. Everything needs a subheadline. Unique image. I always put image, and it should be appropriate. The one on the left for younger. And so I have like a little cartoon character. The one on the right was more for teenagers. So I have more of that type of a look. And so copy, you want to put some words in there. And then, of course, date, time, location, and then some kind of call to action. Now, the one on the left, it was really handed out in class. It was a closed event. It wasn't too much of a call to action on that one because I was really targeting my own students. The one on the right has the RSVP, how to get a hold of me. And so that one does have the call to action. Okay. Now, when I practice, this video comes up and it kicks me off. So bear with me that when the video shows up and it's over, if I get kicked off, you'll still be on, but you'll see me scrambling, trying to get the computer screen back to where it was and everything like that. So just bear with me. Now, going into schools, the best way to go into schools is through your students or through the PTO. And so during belt testing time or during some kind of special event, you can give a nice little postcard or letter to your students and ask them to take it to their teacher. And then on there, you just say, hey, teacher, we are with you with helping kids become everything they should be. And if you like, I'm able to come to your school and support the things that you talk about, especially character development, being respectful to teachers. And if you would, if this is interest to you, please just check this box and write in here a phone number, and I'll give you a call or give me your email address and I'll email you, and then we can discuss and find what is the best time and day for me to come. And when I first started doing this, maybe 6-7 years ago up here in Phoenix, actually in Sierra Vista, I've been doing it 15 years. But it starts off slow, and then the word gets out that you're good, and then you get inundated to where they'll be hunting you down to come to their classroom and talk. And that's what happened with me. I actually had to cut it off because I had so many teachers wanting me to come to their classroom that I couldn't focus on other things. So I actually cut it off last year. I didn't go to any classroom, and I probably won't go back because now I have a different way of attracting the kids. But anyway, it's a good way to get into the school system, to get known as a bully expert. You always want to start your presentation with some type of attention getter. When I look around our industry, a lot of people miss this, and that's why a lot of people don't like to do school talks or are afraid to do school talks, because they forget that the first thing you need to do is to get the student's attention and then to keep it. And the way I do this is through board breaking. You know, I bring those waffle boards with me, and I just use that as an incentive. And so I'm going to show a little bit here of how I get the attention. So let me see if this works. Oh, and by the way, when you're done, you can invite them to your school if you like. It's not necessarily, because a lot of times they will hunt for you, right? They'll find you. But at the beginning, I used to give out free event passes where they come to my school and have a free pizza party or a free anti-bullying party. Me too, right? That was fantastic. I love that. Things are different from when I was a kid about how we had to learn math like that. But hey, welcome everybody. My name is Master Williamson. What is my name? Master Williamson. I am here because of a student who opened the door. I know him as Mr. Snyder. What do you guys know him as? You know him as Cameron, don't you? Why do we call him Mr. Snyder? Do you know why? Yes. Because he's a man. Okay. Very good. Yes. Yes. You know, he's on our program called Leadership Program, which almost guarantees he's going to make black belt. Can you imagine him as a black belt? No. Well, I have a question for you guys today. How many of you would love to see me break a karate board today? Really? This is the attention getter. How many of you would love if I taught you how to break a karate board? Really? That's a lie. You would? Okay, hands down. How many of you would love to see your teacher break a karate board? Okay, hands down. Let's talk about how we can try to make all of that happen. Okay. Hey, I didn't get kicked out. Fantastic. Awesome. All right. So anyway, that's my attention getter. I do that everywhere I go. Sometimes I have to do it real quick if the kids are rowdy, but those kids there, they were listening already. So I was able to take my time and then kind of do that. But always, 99.9% of the time, the students sit up straight because they want to break a board. The teachers are all excited, like, oh, okay, you know, I'm going to break a board, you know, and everybody loves it. And then what I do is that I ask a question. If they get it right or close to right, I say, hey, that was right. Would you like to break a board? And they go, yeah. I say, come on up. And then I have them do the hammer strike on the board. Everybody goes crazy. And then I say, would you like to break one too? And then they go, yeah. I say, okay, sit up straight. You know, so I always can control my class because I just keep doing that. And it works with teenagers. It works with young kids. You need to bring about 15 boards, you know, to keep them under control. But you always save one for the teacher because that's always the finale. The teacher breaks the board. The place goes wild. Usually the teachers take pictures. You know, and that's why I'm able to record a lot of times when I go, because the teachers know me now. I'm going to take a picture of you guys, and you guys should take a picture of yourself. I'm featured on many of the web pages of the school system because the teachers are breaking karate boards when I show up. So that's the thing. The other thing I want to talk about is, so we just talked about how to get into schools, how to do the bully presentation in schools. The other one is to do the workshop inside your school. This is one I really, really like. This is what you do primarily is you can search online for the bully proclamation. Every state has a bully proclamation. Okay. Usually the governor of the state has created a bully proclamation because the president of the United States have done so already. Now, I helped out a person last year in a total different state. They never did this before, right? They called me. I flew down to their state, and you know, And then I came back and everything. But what we did is that I helped them set this up. I helped them with the bully proclamation. I helped them get in contact with their governor. I helped them get in contact with their mayor. I helped them do the marketing. I helped them actually set up the event in their karate studio. I wasn't there when the event happened. They told me it was a big hit. They signed up students and all of that. And that's usually what you can expect when you do it inside your studio. If you set it up correctly, you're going to have people signing up when you're done. You're going to have your dignitaries in your city really like knowing you more than just a karate person per se. They're going to see you as an educator, that your business is needed in the community because of what you're doing for the people in that community. And they're going to want to be a part of your school some kind of way. The police department, the mayors, they're going to want to be a part of your school because your school now is bigger than just punching and kicking. So anyway, you do that, you get the proclamation, you send it off to the mayor of your town and also the governor. I do it to the governor. I get them to sign it. I get it back. I try to invite them to come. If they don't come, that's okay. I just have someone else read the proclamation. It doesn't matter. What you see here on the top right, this is the vice mayor of my city. The mayor comes every year, but that particular year she couldn't make it, so she sent the vice mayor. So he took the picture. Down below is the vice mayor again with the city. It's not the chief of police, but it's the sergeant that's in charge and the community liaison person. And what they're clapping about is that we did a karate demonstration. So what I suggest is that once they read the proclamation, clear the floor, do a karate demonstration, all right? And then you get up in front of everybody and you explain the different 4 types of bullying and how you're going to help kids overcome that. And then you bring the kids on the floor to show them how you're going to help them overcome it. And that's the time that you tell your dignitaries they can leave or stay, but everyone's jumping up. So that's a good time to leave if they want to leave. And then on the floor, you do basic blocking, okay? Basic blocking, just, and I like the blocking of when somebody's trying to push, not when someone's trying to punch. So if someone's trying to push you, just put your back leg, I'm going to take one leg, step back, use your hand, and just kind of push their hand away. That's basically what I do. I'll do the out to in, and then I'll do the in to out blocks. That's it. All right. And then I'll talk about a certain part. So there's 4 types of bullying, right? And so what I do is that I'll first start talking about maybe physical bullying, and then I'll do bully blocks, and then I'll talk about verbal bullying, and then I'll have a role play of how to have confidence. And I just go on and on like that till I hit all 4. At the very end, I have the kids prep to do board breaking by letting them do like little flying sidekicks. And while they're doing little flying sidekicks, that's when I kind of go over to the parents and say, hey, parents, I just want to let you know that there is a special today. Talk to your kids when we're done, if they like it, because I gave them a little bit of karate. If they want to do this, today I'll give you a big discount on, normally the price is $199 down. Today it'll just be $40. Normally my basic program is $159. Today it'll be $127 if you sign up. Normally you sign up for 12 months, but today you can just sign up for whatever, 3 to 6 months, and as a way to try us out. And so thank you very much. And I have some uniforms in stock, and it's really first come, first serve today, but I can always order more. But if it's something you want to do, talk to your child when they're done, meet me up front, and go ahead and claim the karate uniforms that I have. Thanks. And then that's it, and then the kids break their boards, and then they run to the parents. I always try to have food, because a lot of people, the other spouse couldn't make it for whatever reason. They got to make a phone call. And so I have black belts on the floor to entertain the kids and to control the kids. I have food so that the older kids, they can sit and talk and they can have refreshments. Parents can have refreshments. And then we're enrolling people, and it's not a rush, right? Because we have the food out there. They can take their time, and it's more comfortable. It's more family oriented. It just feels better. So that's the way I like to do the workshops that produce a lot of results. How to implement it into your curriculum. The best way is just to start. If you do a monthly calendar, just add on your calendar that you're going to talk periodically about maybe back to school bullying or just something, you know. And so September is coming up. You can say, hey, we're going to talk about bullying in class periodically because we know that October is Bully Prevention Month, and you guys should be great advocates about that. If somebody's being bullied in your school, I want you to know how to help them out as well. So we'll talk about verbal bullying. Don't really need to talk about physical bullying because you guys are doing karate, right? Yes, sir. Okay, so we're going to talk about social. What happens if somebody tries to, you know, lock you out because they don't want you around? We'll talk about verbal. What happens if somebody says something bad? And we'll talk about cyber. What happens if you get a, you know, text message or you see an image on there about you that's not favorable? You know, what you can do. And then you just, you know, you talk about that periodically in class. I usually take about 5 to 10 minutes, no more than 10. At a class time and tell them to huddle up around me, right? I love to huddle up. So they huddle up and I say, hey guys, we're going to talk a little bit about verbal bullying. You know, who knows about this? I know about it, sir. Tell me about it. Great. You know, what can you do? Yes, you can tell them to stop, you know, and just kind of interact with them. All right. And then what you can do is you can eventually put it on your monthly calendar that you're going to have some type of an event where that it's going to be like an hour event, only anti-bullying. So those who really want to attend, they can come for free or you can charge a price. And you just do that every single month. You talk about anti-bullying every month. This is the best time to start because Bully Prevention Month is coming up. So it's just going to make natural, it's just normal for you right now to start talking about it. And then just never stop. Just always keep talking about it periodically. I find that's the best way to add it to your curriculum. So we're still martial artists. We still do our martial art curriculum. But if you understand power chats, character building chats, well, we do an anti-bullying chat, you know, and so we just gather around and talk about it. Okay, so the recap. We talked about that the book, you need that. We just finished the marketing and sales, so congratulations, right? You're pretty much 2/3 done with the certification. Now, I do want to take you to where you do have to go online to do your certification. And if you look down at the bottom here where it says Facebook group, this is I just did this not too long ago, but this is a Facebook group that I just started. The only one on there is me. And you guys, I'm going to invite to come onto this group where it's a closed group, which means you can find it. If you type in 7 strategies to defeat a bully, you'll find the group and you'll see that it's closed and you can request to be a member. And if I see it and I know you, I'll just accept you, or I can type in your email address that you registered with or your name and try to find you that way and bring you into the member. Now you can ask questions there. Like, hey, have a question, where all the people that are members of this group can see your question and see the answers. I'm also going to put files in there, videos. I've got well over 100 and something videos of school talks and just all kind of stuff that I'm going to put in there that is only for people who have an affinity of helping people who are being bullied. Right. And then you'll be doing things that work and you'll post things in the Facebook group. And this thing will be a big sharing group. If you're already doing this with other things, you know what I'm talking about. It's really, really good. Okay. But here's the hard thing. You now have to go and take the test online. Why do you have to take the test? Because if you're going to have some type of certification, there has to be some work that you have done that is documented by the organization, by the person that is certifying you. I want to make it very clear that this is not a World Tang Soo Do Association certification. I'm in the works of that, but that has not happened yet. So this is strictly a 7 strategies to defeat a bully certification. It's going to be great. You're going to have it. You went through the training. I'll have the documentation that you went through the training. So it's going to be perfect. If the association adopts this, which I'm pushing hard, then yours would just flow into the association certification process. But that hasn't happened yet, and I don't know how long that's going to be. But in the meantime, why wait? Let's get going. You're going to have a nice certification that you can put on your wall. People are going to see it. And you've done the work. So let me show you where it is. Star Wars history. So hopefully you remember this link here, starworld.teachable.com. The P stands for page, and then 7 strategies to defeat a bully. Now this will kick me out, and I'm going to show you the site, and that's pretty much going to be it. If you have any questions, my wife has been monitoring the chat, and so I know there were some issues. Mr. Senecroft, you got back on, thank you, and everyone else seems to be okay with this. But remember, the majority of questions, I'm going to want you to go to the Facebook group, okay? Because your questions are probably the same questions somebody else has or will have, and we can really help each other out that way a lot better. I'm looking at the online event. It looks like only about 11 or 12 people actually came on. So more than half are just going to wait to the replay, and a replay will be sent out. And they'll see it that way, and then they can come on to the Facebook group. But this is the part that you have to do. So here we go. I'm going to click this, and there you go. It's going to kick me out. So I'm just going to expand it. All right. So it got kind of cut off there at the top. But anyway, the price is $2,900, but you do not have to pay that particular price. Okay. Again, I'm going to invite you to this course where you do not have to pay anything. Now, what does the course entail? Well, there's an introduction, and it's going to talk about, what is bullying, the characteristics of it, and reasons why people bully, and the bad effects that happen to the victim, right? And so it's important that you understand that, so that when you do give your presentations and you're talking to people, you understand what are the side effects. You'll understand why people do bully, and usually just that alone empowers people to say, I feel sorry for you, And so anyway, understanding bullying. A lot of people do not understand that bullying and fighting are not the same thing, okay? We know that you're allowed to do self-defense, but if you fight, you're going to jail, and you're not supposed to fight. And so people who go, oh yeah, you know what, I want to tell somebody that's bullying my kid, I just want to take them around the corner and beat them. Well, that's fighting. You go to jail. Why would you want to do that? Right? So there's a better way, right? So we'll talk about you need to know what the law says about protection, about protecting yourself. You need to know where bullying usually happens. Where does it mostly happen at? Does it mostly happen at home, in the neighborhood, in school, on the bus? Where does it mostly happen at? So studies show that it predominantly happens at the schools. Okay, the teachers cannot be everywhere. All right, and you got everyone in a vacuum in the school. Bullies love it, right? It's like being in a shooting gallery. I mean, they can go everywhere they want and pick on so many people. So anyway, it happens a lot of times in schools, okay, the warning signs and all of that. So you're going to go through all of that. And then the types of bullying that there are, right? There are primarily 4 main types. And then the most important thing are the strategies of how to deal with them. How do you use ignore correctly? Right? How do you use confident look correctly? How do you engage a bully with a threat correctly without escalating it? How do you stand up to a bully without causing a fight? And how do you defend yourself? If something were to happen. And I put together a lot of different self-defense techniques that I do because I teach a college course in the mornings at 10 a.m. Monday and Wednesday. It starts next week. And so I have a lot of 17, 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds that I teach just self-defense to. It's a self-defense course, and it's not a Tung Sido course. A lot of it's based off of a lot of street self-defense and Aikido self-defense and whatever. But it's great for bully self-defense. And so you'll see those things. It's about a half an hour long video that the college students actually purchase. And this is going to be thrown into this course that you'll have for free. And then the cyberbullying, as you can tell, there's a separate part that came a little bit later. But you need to know about cyberbullying. Now, here's the cool thing about this, is that you're going to find out that a lot of your students, kids, teens, and adults already know what to do, but they don't know how. Like, they know to tell the teacher, but you and I are teachers, right? We know that if you don't come up to me correctly, I may just like, no, now's not the time. So there's a way that you have to approach a teacher to make sure that you get their undivided attention and things that you should say that makes the teacher understand, like, you know what, I need to help you. So I go through that in the book, and I go through that here online, right? Right here online, you'll actually go through that. You'll take, now at the very end is the final exam. The final exam has 47 questions. And guys, you have to do this because we have to have evidence of your work. We have to have proof of your work that you actually studied and that you are certified. So this is so important to do, right? Please don't skip this part. Again, it should put out for you a temporary certificate that you can post on the Facebook page, or you can take a picture of it and text me, whatever the case is. And I will send you an original hard copy. That's going to be very, very nice. Your cost will probably be in that shipping and handling. Okay, so get ready for the $2, $10, whatever it's going to be. And of course, my disclaimer down here. Okay, and that's basically it. Okay, so I will invite you to this course, and you'll have a code where you will bypass the cost, and you'll go right into it. And really, that's it. Let me see if I can show you the back. So this is the back part. Okay, this is the dashboard, if you will, of the website I'm talking about. So cyberbullying, it talks about cyberbullying. After each little section, you'll see like a little mini question to kind of make sure you did understand this section, right? If you get something wrong, it's going to tell you, hey, you missed it. You know, do you want to retake it? You should retake it and make sure that you truly understand it. And then you can go on to the next session. Now, a lot of these things have videos. That'll kick off. And I don't know if you ever saw this video, but this is in the bullying versus fighting. This kid is walking away from bullies. I know it's hard to see. So, but once you have it on your own computer, you'll be able to see it. But if you've ever seen this, I mean, these bullies are taunting this kid in the hallway, no teachers around, and he doesn't know how to defend himself. So he's walking away. Now he's running. Now that's just going to incite. That's like, you know, like animals. If you run, they're going to chase you. So all the bullies start chasing him, making fun of him. They got him cornered. Okay, now they're going to test him. They're going to push him, right? They pushed him. He didn't do anything back. So now they're going to start swinging, right? And they're going to hit him. All right. So we're going to talk about that. You don't never want to get yourself in this type of situation. All right. And so you want to go through the training on this. These are real fights that happen in the locker room, you know, right? So we definitely, boys and girls, we definitely have to teach physical self-defense, which as martial artists, we believe that this is all what bullying is, but it's not. But this does happen. And see who jumps in to help? Nobody, right? And this kid obviously has had a little bit of training, right? Gets him in there, boom, boom, boom. So we know that, okay, if you know how to defend yourself, no one's going to mess with you, especially after they see that. But this is not the only thing that you want to do. There's other things that you want to do. You're going to see all kind of things like that in here. It's a great course to do, to finish. You're going to love your certification that you're going to get when you're done. And I'm happy to have you as a partner and a friend to help out, spread the word, and help people who are being bullied. So that's basically it for today, guys. I'm going to end it now. The Facebook page you'll need to go to. Again, I'm going to invite you to the Facebook group today. So please look for that. And then we can chat on the Facebook page rather than on this webinar. So get ready for that. I'll send that to you. If for some reason you don't receive it today, just send me an email and let me know. Give me a phone call. I'm easy to find. You can email me at williamsonmba@msn.com or Master Williamson at starworldmartialart.com. And I will get that to you. But if you registered for this event, I'm going to add you to the Facebook page. Everyone, that is it. Thank you so much for coming on. Mr. Cloud, thank you. Mr. Sinacroft. I see Phil from Valley Karate Academy, right? Pennsylvania. All right. Just there. Pennsylvania. Loved it. David Har, yes. Of course, Master Hour. Master Hour, I didn't know you played an instrument. I think I saw you on Facebook playing an instrument. That was pretty cool. I know Master DeBaca also is in a band. Master Peters, very cool, very cool. All right, everyone, I'll leave it like that for now. You're very welcome, sir. You're very welcome. And everyone, please look on Facebook shortly, within a couple of hours or so, and then we'll be able to chat from there. Looking forward to working with you guys and building a nice core group of people like-minded who really want to get out there and help people who are being bullied the right way. It's going to take a little bit of work. It took me 6 years to build this particular program, but I've tested it. It does work. I've even tested it out of my state. As I told you, I went to another state. I don't want to say the state because a lot of you can probably put together who it was. And I'm sure they just, if they want you to know, they would say so. And so I'm going to respect their privacy. But I know it works. I know it works anywhere. And because why does it work? Because we have a system. We have a system. And with that system, you're going to be able to make this work. Okay. And so I know there's other things out there, but they're a little weak in my opinion. Some of them are only about physical. And some of them are only about verbal. In today's world, you got to be an expert at all of them. You got to be an expert at cyber, right? That's really important, right? And so a lot of programs don't even touch cyber, right? We're going to touch it. We're going to own it. We're going to know everything about it. We're going to help our students. And we're going to be known in our community as a place to go for people who are being bullied. Honestly, about 30% of the people in my karate studio are there because they heard about my anti-bullying program, right? They know that our school does that, as well as teaching character development, as well as teaching a strong self-defense program of Tong Soo Do. So with those three things, Tong Soo, character development, anti-bullying is pretty much a no-brainer when people come into my school, right? Because you're going to get all three for the price of one. And so that's what stands us out from our competition. And that allows me to charge a little bit more. And so it's a good thing, you know, with a little bit more, you can do more, right? And with a bigger school, you can have more referrals. And so it's just a wonderful thing, but it does take work up front. And guys, if you have any questions, please let me know. And I'll leave it like that for now. It is my pleasure, Mr. Cloud. All right, we're going to miss you in Region 2. So that's it, everyone. Take care, and please look for my invite on Facebook. Tong Soo.